2.0. He made it. Wow. Okay, they started a new video. So I'm going to continue explaining what happened at Melba's. They started a new video. So, excuse me, what the man did was, they had, these low class uneducated ghetto females that he hired, and I think that was a first come first serve as well. But what he did was he hired them and not me. He hired them to work and not me. But then again, I know for sure that I probably would have been workplace mobbed at that job. And I was homeless and trying to get jobs, trying to get a job any and everywhere I could. You know. So and even here, just trying to get jobs. But I feel like, I need something more accommodating for my disability. But as I say, people can be paid YouTubers, and like I've been doing YouTube for since 2019 very actively, and I've been doing YouTube since 2019, and so the fact of me doing YouTube since 2019, I'm not allowed to, me being targeted and everybody hates me. I'm not allowed that right to be considered, a content creator or a YouTuber. I'm just somebody who needs to stay off the internet. I'm not allowed to be recognized or acknowledged as an author or a blogger. So I wrote books and got blog and YouTube videos. And if other people can make a living and money off of that, and the perps, they're mad and they falsely accuse me of making money off of bad mouthing them or quote unquote slandering them when I'm actually telling the truth. And I never made money speaking, about individually about which gang stalkers did me what. My first gang stalked and targeted by the Psych World ebook, I did not mention names. Really, Except I probably did mention Alex Dupree's name. And I mentioned my twin sister. But I said my twin sister. I did not even mention her name. And I talked about family members, who were part of gang stalking and they're not supportive of me. So I mean, yesterday early in the morning, or was it Monday morning? It was Monday morning, I think, and I was homeless, on the streets. And they had this Haitian guy that I saw from Twitter, and he's supposedly a targeted individual. But then, he tried to tell me forget all about gang stalking and get your life together or something. And he's like, well, you should go and make a truce with your twin sister and just go and pay her $100 a week. And he's like, you should go and pay your twin sister $100 a week. And what did he say? Go pay your twin sister $100 a week, and just go only stay by her at night, and then go to work the next morning and stay gone all day and he's like, oh, you won't be living there, you'll just be crashing there for the night. And it's like, well, I ain't paying. I don't even want to go there, and I ain't paying shit. If I got, why should I have to pay $100 or pay anything? And China can live. My twin sister even told me that China can live for free and doesn't have to pay nothing. And I would be double teamed and gang up on and with being abused and bullied and perped and stuff. So there's no chance or no way in hell I can go live with my own twin sister. I mean, with my twin sister doing all what she's doing now, there's no way and no chance for me to come and live with her. And I'm not even asking to or expecting to try to go and live with her. So, and other family members, it's also out of the question. I mean, what's the point of living with somebody to be? I mean, and then with my twin sister, the first argument we get into, my twin sister, she'll try to puff herself up about how she play no games or how she don't play, and she'd pick an argument or a fight with me just for an excuse to justify having me locked up in a mental institution, and then China is her helper, and then she'll get neighbors involved and smear campaign me to the neighbors before I even get there. So that's not healthy. It's not good. It's not good. You know, and I'm just trying to survive and live and stay out of the mental institution and jail because that's part of what the gang stalking program. They're trying to get that to happen to you. You know, I told y'all I had to learn to realize that I'm not so mental and crazy after all. I believed that lie for so many years, being brainwashed to believe that I am crazy and something is wrong with me. But then after finding out the truth, I feel a relief. I feel some freedom. And I've become, less suppressed and been more vocal and outspoken. And now they hate me even more and see me as some troublemaker. So, it doesn't look like I'll be eating breakfast this morning. I've been just doing these videos. Well, videos because this was supposed to be one video, but the camera split it into two. But that's okay, you know. Um, but I'm just releasing my emotions right now. Um, and it seems like my blog is shadow banned from the Google searches. Except you got to kind of scroll down kind of far, or maybe I heard that it's going to take some time for the blog to have the index web crawl or something like that. It's supposedly going to take some time because when you Google search my name, the first thing that pops up is the Amazon ebooks, thankfully. But then at first, the smear campaign, websites, blogs, YouTube videos, it's still like on the first page. And it's like the perps are damaging me. So like the stuff that the perps said about me, and if employers go and look, if they have employers that do a background check, and if they Google Candy Grandpre, um, you know, they're also reluctant to hire me. And that Meraki place from New Orleans, um, yesterday they gave me a notification last night that they rejected my application on Indeed, and they didn't even tell me why. But at first they just looked at my application, and it took a couple of days, and they just keep rejecting my applications left and right. And I screenshot it too. So they have these couple of marketing jobs. I never done anything marketing related, but as I said, for people to take me seriously, I need a car. I need help with getting a car. And certain bigger jobs and better job opportunities. If I had an SUV, or if I had an SUV or a van, that would open even more opportunities than a car. And they will have side hustles like the Lime scooters and stuff, or certain bikes and stuff. If you had a truck or SUV, you can pile them up in the back of your vehicle, or a van even, and I could, but I mean, I don't think a hotel like this would allow me to bring a whole bunch of scooters or bikes inside, but the motel, sometimes the space it's really small with the motels. So it will have like such small storage, small physical space in a motel. So yeah, I mean, I need help with getting a permanent place as soon as possible. And then in the summer, it would be too hot and stuffy out, hot, humid, and stuffy outside, and you can't breathe. So I tried to, I mean, cause it's like when I was when Alex Dupree ran me out of Pensacola, summer 2020. I mean, I wasn't even gonna do social media, but I was just doing YouTube. Well, YouTube is considered social media also, but I was sticking to YouTube, and I said I vowed to never do social media again. So I out of desperation, I went back on Facebook. I got an Instagram for the first time, and I went back on Twitter. And I was, asking for help for hotel and motel rooms in Mobile, Alabama, because I didn't want, I was trying to avoid jail just for being homeless and having nowhere to go. And I tried to get jobs. I got no callbacks or no responses from the jobs in Mobile, Alabama that I applied to from Craigslist. I got no callbacks, no responses. And then that was the first thing I did, was try to apply for jobs and try to get into a shelter. They perked me and mobbed me out of that shelter within like 4 hours or so. I mean, I didn't even get to last long at that shelter. And that was the only single women's shelter that there was. I don't even remember the name of it. And so I was forced to be on the streets. And when I was on the streets downtown, the police bullied me away from downtown, and it's like I didn't have nowhere to go. So that's when I had to start begging for help, asking for help in order to stay out of jail. I had to ask for help to stay in a hotel room every night. And they had this cheap motel in downtown Mobile, Alabama. I think it was called Budget Inn or something like that, downtown Mobile, Alabama. And it was some Indian people from India, or foreign people running the motel. And for some odd reason, they kept on rejecting me every time I tried to go and try to get a room there every night. So then I was forced to go away from downtown and go to like some other hotels in another area of the city. And so and that was when everything was born for me to be asking for help. And then the COVID thing going on too. And lockdowns and stuff. So that's when I kept on having to ask for help with hotel and motel room. And then after that, I had to deal with after that I had to deal with a lot of hurricanes and stuff like that. So that also kept me having to ask for hotel and motel room. And so now, I mean, I already told y'all I could not be by 532 West Garden Street anymore. And they successfully ran me away from that area because they kept trying for months, covertly, and using a homeless man to make me feel unsafe and harass me, a homeless drunkard. And then now I have to sleep, by that other spot, and I don't have anywhere else to go to sleep on the streets. So, I'm just trying what I could, I mean, it seems like as I said, they want to either offer me deals to sell out, and I reject the offers. And it's like I got to be more careful now. Because Trisha, she could have got me. Could have. But I guess she was planning something different. As I said, people were saying that she things didn't seem right, and she seemed like she was, trying to sacrifice me. Trying to use me for a sacrifice. And I caught on to the idea that, well, maybe if she's pregnant, then she was probably trying to sacrifice me to save her unborn baby. That, I mean, and everybody glorifies her as the good one. you know. So I mean, I had to leave all my stuff behind, but I mean, the only thing she missed out on is my presence being there. I mean, so but I mean, it seemed like she just told a whole bunch of lies just to look good and look innocent. But God sees everything, you know. And then she wants to brag about all the people who she, bragged about all the people she destroyed and stuff like that, and brag and laugh about me getting my karma. Just total evil, evil. And how I got my final, I knew she was perping me when I was down there, and I just felt nauseated by her intense daily gaslighting at every moment of the day. And the way she acts like as if I'm so repulsive and disgusting, but she wanted to do stuff like offer to go to the park with me, or offer to do this and do that with me, offer for me to sleep in her bedroom and in the bed with her and stuff. I couldn't have been too disgusting or smelly or whatever other offensive stuff she said about me, you know. But I mean, she was subtle and covert with perping me. I didn't even realize it. That it was the instant we got in the car, she started the perping. After she, you know, wanted to insist on helping me with my bags, and I begged and pleaded her not to since she was pregnant. And she insisted on helping. I told her, don't worry about it. I was going to do it. And I said I didn't really like my stuff on the floor or on the ground. And I said I really didn't like people that carry other people carrying or handling my bags anyway. Unless they were excruciatingly heavy. And so, I wanted to do it. And I wanted to load them up the way I wanted, the way that makes me feel comfortable. But she insisted on, helping me. And I guess it was equal amount. We both were going in and out. And same thing with putting my stuff upstairs. And so then she lied on me and said that I made her put all my bags in the car and carry them upstairs. I would never have done anybody anything like that. But she's, like, as I said, she's guilty that she got busted. And I'm not going to let nobody muzzle my mouth and muzzle my exposing the truth. I'm not going to let anybody muzzle me or try to make me feel ashamed for speaking out against what happened, and they want me to just drop it and let it go and move on and forget about it because it didn't happen to your fake ass. So I mean, I'm sitting here freaking suffering while they're in their comfortable beds and laughing. They're in their comfortable beds and laughing. So, as I said, I might have to be back on the streets again this evening. You know, so, I mean, now I have to beg for donations and help as a way to survive because, yeah, due to that motel room I paid for a week. And that was, wait a minute, hold up. Yeah. So I had to pay, I think I remember having to pay for a week using my, no, I didn't. Because on the day that I was supposed to have paid for that, I ended up, on the 6th, I went by Trisha, but of course, getting groceries and, trying to prepare to, stay there, of course it was going to cost something. And then Trisha didn't tell y'all that, when she lied to me and said I didn't have to pay any. I mean, at first she said, "Oh, just donate, just give me 50. I'm gonna do like the crackheads do and charge you $50, just $50." And so then, shortly before, when she was on her way, she asked me for $40 for gas. So we weren't, I mean, we had just got, she wanted to stop at Wendy's to get something to drink or something. So, and she offered me something to eat and begged me, to, just accept something to eat that she wanted to offer me. I was like, no thanks, I'm not hungry. I not long ago ate and stuff. And so, I gave her $100 and, and stuff like that. So I gave her $100. And also, she lied and said, oh, well, I cooked for her every day and I did this and that for her and stuff. Well, I cleaned your house. That first day when we got in, I think she swept the floor and I mopped it. As I said, like the next it was that Saturday. Yeah. When she ordered a few little groceries and not much groceries. And I got us some groceries too. And for a brief moment, I only stayed there for like 4 or 5 days. So, I bought a whole bunch of, I brought a whole bunch of, the stuff that I call myself being a prepper and stocking up. I call myself stocking up and being a prepper. And, I call myself trying to stock up and be a prepper and stuff. And so that's why, I had a lot of toilet paper and paper towels and stuff that she probably would be set for a long time and not have to worry about it. But, I figured that could have been some payback as well, for her to be good on toilet paper and stuff. But all she would try to make it like it was useless, worthless junk in her house. But I couldn't take it with me because of my homeless situation, being back homeless again. So, then, I told y'all about, as I said, it's like, if she felt like she couldn't eat eggs, why did she buy them? She bought the eggs, and I asked her, for permission to use the eggs, and if she wanted some of my food, she asked me for some too. But I felt like it was downright dirty and disrespectful for her to just. I was shocked when I said, well, yeah, go ahead, you can have 800, jokingly saying you can have 800 bowls of cereal if you want to. But that didn't mean to go and just dig your doggone hands in the box of cereal that I have to eat too. And I just felt like a slap in the face, like disrespected when she just dug her hands in my cereal, and dug her hands in the box when she could have just poured it like a normal person. And as I said, I washed a whole sink full of dishes, both mine and hers. And the disrespect that I get is for her to take her hands that she handled raw ground beef. She handled raw ground beef and rinsed her hands in the sink with because she didn't have a we were just settling in. She just got that place. And I think how the hell she just randomly lucked up. She just randomly lucked up and found a place just in time to quote unquote help me. So I think she was trying, and other targets were saying too, it seemed like she was trying to use me to lessen her targeting. She already accepted a deal. And they said that she was probably using me to lessen her targeting. And so, as I said, for her to call me greedy and money hungry, greedy for food and money hungry, I figure she called me greedy because she hearted and liked David James' comment calling me greedy. So she must have agreed with that. And I've caught her mocking and laughing and making fun of me alongside my twin sister and that cult over there, So, people were saying that Trisha was trying to use me for a come up. and that things wasn't looking so good, that it was looking fishy. So maybe she was the snake being used to set me up for sacrifice after me rejecting so many offers. You know, and other people, I rejected their offers because of that. I feared that they were trying to use me for human trafficking or sacrifice or something like that. That's why DJ kept trying to get me, because I don't even know if DJ wants me for a sacrifice. It was very chilling for Trisha to tell me. She said she was telling her former friend or roommate at the time. She said, well, I was telling my friend, I'm not going to disclose her friend's name, but she said that I was telling her, that you're such a pure soul. Now all of a sudden, after I caught on to your dirty scam, now all of a sudden your narrative, don't change your narrative right now. Don't change your narrative. And then I caught Trisha lying and saying that I was the one perping her, when she was actually gaslighting and perping me. When we got into the car, after loading my bags, what she did was, the first thing she did was try to play psych games and ignorantly laugh and try to say that, she laughed and said, well, Candy, do I smell bad? Do I smell bad? Do I smell bad down there? And then she tried to say, well, I have a yeast infection. And then off and on throughout the day, she tried to make it like she was embarrassed. She tried to say, well, do you smell it? Do you smell it? And so I didn't realize until later on that she was perping me then. And she didn't tell me that she thought I stink or smelled so offensive. But then she would walk around and be like, oh, something smells like gasoline in here. She kept on saying, like, at her house, she kept on saying something smells like gasoline. And she kept pretending that she's talking about herself being targeted. But she wanted to muzzle and shut me up every time I mentioned about the gang stalkers. But she talked about it. And she would laugh and tell me there was this perp that did this. And then she'd be throwing up the devil horns or the 666 hand signs and thought I wouldn't catch on. As I said, how the hell you holding anointing oil with the 666 hand sign? If she's holding the anointing oil with the 666 hand sign, I'm sorry, not the 666. She was holding the anointing oil with the devil horns hand sign. And then she tried to talk about all Christians should have anointing oil. It's like, as I said, she got everything confused and everybody confused. And just like my twin sister, everything Trisha's been doing, it's like everything dirty she did, she project onto me and reverse it on me and lie and say I did it to her. Trisha had a video that she already had 14,000 views and over 603 thumbs up, and kept begging for me to give her a thumbs up on that video. I'm like, bitch, you already got too many thumbs up. I don't need to thumb it up. And I don't even agree with everything you're saying in that video either. So who's the one who's thirsty and hungry for likes if you already got over 600 likes? But then this was like with her second video that she did. How the hell if she's the narc and talking about a narc slayer, and she, like, some of the videos that she did about me have what look like, if it's not Pokemon, then it's one of those kind of gamer kind of like it's like people are blind to. I was blinded in the beginning too, but I had my suspicions and questioned things. And I wish that I would have trusted my gut instinct. I felt like I wish I could turn back at the hands of times. I really regret not blocking Trisha when my gut instinct told me to block her. I wish I would have listened to that. I hate myself for I wish I would have listened to that. So oh man, what time is it? 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So I had to pee so bad. I have to go to the bathroom, and I definitely have to take a shower and I don't even know because of time conflicts. I have to check out this hotel at 11. So ooh, gotta go. So please, if y'all can even spread the word, please help me stay off the streets, please, because it's so doggone miserable and uncomfortable and torturous to be on the streets. I need help. I do need help with donations. And as I said, in the meantime, I have been trying to look for jobs here and there. So I'll see y'all